Nobody tells you this when you put on that chef's coat. You can win gold medals, run five-star kitchens, cook for presidents, and still struggle to pay your bills at the end of the month. I've seen it over and over again, across multiple continents, for 35 years. Talent is never the problem, knowledge is. My name is Yusuf Yaran, best-selling author of The Rich Chef, Poor Chef, Guinness World Record holder, culinary Olympian, researcher, and financial markets trader. On this channel, I share what rich chefs do differently in plain chef's language. No jargon, no fluff. Let's get cooking. And this first video, I want to tell you about the book. Not to sell you something, but because everything on this channel, every video, every insight I share, it all lives inside this book first. And you deserve to know where it comes from, why it exists, and whether it is actually for you. Because honestly, it's not for everyone. And I will get to that later. Where it started. All started in December 2020. They activated every single social media account I had and all disappeared. No posts, no stories, no updates. Just silence. COVID had slowed everything down. For the first time in years, I had something I hadn't had in a long time. And in that quiet, I started connecting the dots I've been collecting for decades. It started with a photo. 9 years before that, back in 2017, when I first became director of food and beverage, a friend of me, name is Marjan Tomato from the Manila, he put together an image. And Mahon from Pixel Media had blended it together. That was my white jackets and suits all together. That photo planted a seed in didn't fully understand until 2020. The questions that wrote the book, every time I opened my Instagram DMs, the same questions kept coming. Not randoms ones. Patterns, just like the markets. If you look long enough, the patterns appear. You started as a junior baker in a small bakery and became a hotel resident manager, leading over 1,000 people. How? How did you get a job in Asia? The best I could get was the Middle East or Europe. How did you do that? How did you get to work and study, raise 2 sons, do doctoral research at the same time, and also trade commodities in the night? How do you do all this together? How does a person can all do that? And some who know me a little better ask something different. How did you end up in the same kitchen as Stefan Klein, Otmar Fassbind, Gerard Turan, Guy Krenzer? How do you keep landing in these rooms? One friend in Canaria train station looked me dead in the eye and said, "How does luck find you every single time?" I asked him what he meant, and Junaid said, "You worked at Istanbul's only living Ottoman Palace Hotel and became the first Turkish pastry chef in its history. Then you worked in the kitchens of Paul Perret, Pierre May, Frédéric Anton, Joël Robuchon. Then you moved into Asia, where you were hired by Asia's finest luxury hotel brand. And you also worked in the flagship properties of that brand in Philippines, China, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Then you went to the US and end up in the same room with Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, Sandy Jadeja. How does one chef can get that lucky?" I knew it. It had nothing to do with the luck. It was strategy. Every single time. And that's when I knew the book had to be written. What the book is, Rich Chef, Poor Chef, was published in 15 January this year. It became a #1 international bestseller. It's now available globally in 4 formats: hardcover, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. And yes, audiobook is narrated by myself with my very own Turkish accent. And no apologies for that. This is the world's first and the only book about the world creation system designed exclusively for us, the chefs. Not a general self-help book with a chef on the cover. A real blueprint built from 36 years inside this industry. I first stepped into the professional kitchen when I was 13. And across those years, I met thousands of chefs. Successful ones and also not so successful ones. And the ones who look successful but were quietly drowning. I started noticing patterns, real patterns. real theories. I noted them, I tested them on myself, adopted what fit to my personality, and watched what worked and what needed a little more strategic approach before it clicked. That's what this book is. My notes, my observations, real stories from real people. Some of those people, you might be you might be in the room. You might be in that book. You may recognize yourself. Who wrote the forewords? Who wrote the forewords? Two people I am proud to call mentors. Different points of my life wrote the forewords. Paul Perret, Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, the multi-Michelin star chef and restaurateur, and the inventor of the world's first multi-sensory immersive dining concept, a true giant. And Çetin Şekercioğlu, CEO of Upgrading.cc, the mathematic champion, Global Hospitality Authority, former president of ultra luxury hotel networks, and one of the most respected leadership voices in our industry. When two people of that caliber put their name on your book, it tells you something. So how it's built? The book has 3 steps. 3 steps has 3 chapters, 9 chapters total. I wrote in a specific sequence on purpose. Each chapter builds on the one before it, so I recommend you listen or read, or it's in order. You will miss the full depth if you skip around. I share real stories, real examples, real people. One more thing. I brought together the best team I could find to build this book. My book consultants Rory and Carly, the best in the world. Brand developer Vagas Dogar, cartoonist Taylor Southworld, and my editor Claudina Wong, whom I'm very proud to call a friend. The same way I approach everything. You want the best result? You want the best people, and you work. Is this book for you? If you are a chef or hotelier who genuinely wants to build a better life for yourself and your loved ones, yes, absolutely. But if you already believe that you are the best of the best and there is nothing left for you to learn, this book will frustrate you because it talks about the bitter truths of this life in the plain chef's language. No sugarcoating, no garnish to make it pretty. This is the full dish exactly as it is. If this is the kind of content you've been looking for, the kind nobody else in this industry is making, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more coming. And drop a comment below. Tell me the one question you always wanted to answer about building a real world as a chef. I read every single one. I do. The link to grab this book is in the description. It's still on discount right now, so you don't wait on that. That's all from me. Now get back to your kitchen.